Good morning. Welcome. Well, good morning or evening or afternoon or night, wherever you are in the world. Uh, Welcome to Timothy's Toy Therapy. My name is Timothy, and today we're going to continue rerouting Gothandra. Is she gonna Gothandra? There we go. There's Gothandra. Yeah, we're gonna continue rerouting Gothandra. Now I'm out of focus. Focus on me. Yeah. Um, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Welcome to the live stream. I don't understand that thing. But yeah. Anyway, anyway. Um, Yesterday's live was epic. Today's live will probably not be as epic. Um, I actually gave away my Carl reroot to my niece. She is very happy to have it. I don't know if she understands that I plugged her hair up. I said, you got to take really good care of her hair. She's very special. So yeah, she's she's got my Carl Barbie that I rerouted. Um and yeah, it was nice giving it to her. She just spent a weekend at her father's. So it was excited to be home. It was good to see her. I was excited to have her home. Um, Hello, Ale. Welcome. How are you? Today is I don't know what you call them in the US or the UK or wherever. Today's a public holiday in Victoria. So yeah, bank bank holiday maybe. I don't know. It's Labor Day, so yeah. And this morning I have been watching um this guy talk about one of the cast members in 90 Day or before the 90 Days 90 Day Fiance, and he's gross. He's really gross. And I've been binging that video this morning. I was up till 2 a.m. watching videos about this season of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. And caught up. I've caught up to all the episodes I've watched because binge has cut me off or cut off the episodes halfway through the season. I can't actually watch the episodes. So now I have to resort to watching recaps, and our dear Jasmine has set me up with a really good recap person. Her name is Jessica. Um, and she does an amazing job. So I'm enjoying that. Um, yeah. So that's all amazing and stuff. Um, but this morning, because I've been binging Jessica, now it's referring me to or recommending me other YouTubers that talk about this subject. And I found this guy, and he's he's mainly focused on this one character. Hmm. called Lauren, and he has a fetish for trans women of the Filipino kind. So, yeah, it's interesting. But aside from that, it's still warm here. It's probably going to get warmer throughout. We're not going to do a 6 hour live today. I don't think I've got it in me. Um, but we'll do what we can. I'm going to minimize myself now. Hopefully that's not that one's me. And I'll show you what I've done. I haven't gotten enough hair ready for today. Also moved my camera to be right in front of me, but my screen's here. So if I'm looking here, I don't. I'm just used to looking at the screen, but you guys are here right in front of me. So yeah, but what I have done with Gotha- Gothandra, and you've got to get used to where all the things are. I've done up to here, so that's all done. So we've got all this to do now. It's going to take forever. It's so hot. Oh my god! But I want to get it done today. Tomorrow I'm not going live. Just so you all know, tomorrow we're not live. Um, I've got not art therapy because it got cancelled this week and next week, but the the people that I did art therapy with last year are catching up for art therapy. Like we need some processing, so I may continue her there as well. I don't know, or I may just go live earlier, but I don't know about that either. Let me know what time it is where you are now, and if it's earlier or later. I really don't know how to work out time zones, to be honest, right now, because they're changing. You guys have had one in America. I don't know about the UK if they do daylight saving. But at the start of April, so in about 3 weeks, we will have a time zone change, kind of time zone change. Daylight saving will end. So yeah, we'll um as Michael said, gain an hour or lose an hour. I don't know. I don't know. Fall back. So lose an hour. Anyway, um, something different we're doing with this doll. It's 6 p.m. Central. What was it before? Um, Something different we're doing with this one is because it is Kiwi nylon, it doesn't like to tie off very well. So I have to resort to a lighter to singe a little ball onto the end. After, oh, okay, so it's later. Um, so that I can secure it in there without the knot undoing, because I've actually come across some knots that have undone themselves throughout this whole process of this doll in the last day, which is very annoying. Um, and that means I'm gonna have to use glue inside of her head at the end of all of this. Hopefully, I won't lose too many plugs. But yeah, yeah. As you could see yesterday, it doesn't tie off perfectly. So that's really annoying. So we're just gonna singe. I've borrowed my brother's lighter. I'm gonna singe it off. One more thing I do want to show actually is this Barbie yesterday. We were talking about her. She was hot topic because she had a wobbly head. And then last night, while I was binging all this stuff and working on this Gothandra, I I had a thought. Oh, she's Brooklyn skin tone, so maybe I can put her on a Brooklyn body. So that's what I did. And look, her head's fine. There's no wobble neck. So it's actually the head that the body that she was using with her head. They're not compatible. I'm not sure what I want to do with her now. I'm not sure if I want to change her hair even. I was thinking, oh, I could give her braids like I did with that friend of Glenn's, Robin. Uh, Thinking about it, not sure. I need the right color, and I don't hate this brown in her hair. I actually like it, but um, I want to give her braids or something, maybe twists. Not sure. I'll think about it, keep thinking about it, see what pops up. She's not urgent reroute, but I just want to give her something else, like some her hairs connect on, and it gets a bit dry. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it looks beautiful. I just thought I'll give her something else. But yeah, just so you know, she is on the Brooklyn body. The Brooklyn body definitely shows some definition in her quads. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna put her somewhere safe because we are working with flame today. And now I want to say that this is not particularly the best method, and do it with care. Do it with care, um, and just be careful. Yeah, just be careful. Just gonna move a couple of things so I can have my phone here so I can see everything. Okay. Hello. No. How are you doing today? I hope you're well. I'm glad you can join. Um, and let's get started. Hello everyone that's watching. Please like the video if you want to. You don't have to, but I'd appreciate it if you did. This day is going to be hot, and I don't know where to position my fan. I'm just going to put it on the floor so that my feet can at least be cool. All right. I have to get used to the camera being. Oh my god, it's so hot. I do need something there so that this doesn't slide. I know, I'll put that there. That's heavy enough to hold it in place. All right, so basically it's all the same. Everything we do is the same, except at the end, as you'll see, is I tie the knot at the end and then singe. And hopefully the singe will be a good singe and it turns into a little ball. Um, it's not easy to do, but we'll try. So let's get started. I'm glad you're okay. So this process does take longer, just so you know. But see how, I don't think you can see that, how it doesn't close. If you tug on it too tight in the head, it unravels quite quite easily. Then I snip off this bit. No says I love black hair on dolls and humans. Me too. All right, ready? So hold it close. Don't breathe on it. Just like that. See the little, I don't think you can even see it. See the little ball? That's what you want. And then you just pull it through like that. I'm blowing over here. it it is a very, very stressful thing, but hopefully it'll all be good. This is why I don't like this hair, actually. I don't like using the flame, but um I guess sometimes you just have to do what you don't like to do. Mm. Lost one to that. Oh well. Sometimes it burns above the knot, which is really annoying, and then you have to re-knot and then redo. Ah, and if you can do it so that it just melts and doesn't catch, it's ideal. But sometimes that doesn't happen, obviously. Again, if you're a child, you should not be watching my channel firstly, and don't do this. See that? That knot there? That is exactly what we're trying to prevent. That from coming undone. Because then I might as well just stab the heads. Oh my God. See, it just did it. It just came undone. And it seems like no matter how many knots I put in the bloody thing, it doesn't make a difference. They'll still come undone. La, 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 la. That's enough. I think, oh, maybe a little. A little. Okay. It just creates a blocker so that if the knot does come undone, there's still something to hold on. Where did I put the needle? Is that it? I might have just stabbed it in there. And I have tried to just do the singe without the knot, because at the end of the day, it's kind of like double handling with the knot if you do the singe. But let me just show you. That's actually good. That's a good one. They don't always come out like that. I wish there was an easier way. Yeah, that'll do. So one thing that I got from Jessica's video that I'm going to start implementing actually is a scrapbook with all my supers and members in it. So when I get a super chat, I'm going to print it out and put it in a book, a special scrapbook book kind of thing. And super thanks, super chat, and what's it called? Membership. But I'm also gonna do like memorable episodes as well. I think. Like yesterday was really memorable because it was a super long chat and mum popped on. Yeah, it's a nice little way to create like not a record but like a memory book kind of thing. It's fun. I like it. I like it. Oh my God. So do you know what happened almost immediately after the 6 hour live stream? YouTube messaged or emailed me saying the video was not monetizable because of the fucking song that the reborn lady used. And I was just like, mute it, mute it, mute it, mute it, mute. Delete the song, keep my voice, delete the song. Oh my God. I knew that was going to happen. Bloody reborns. Um, I am not feeling this fan. Can you make that? Yeah, I've muted it. Um, so YouTube allows me, or well, YouTube deletes the song apparently, but keeps my words. So that's cool. Now the wind is too strong. You can see that flowing around. So I'm not gonna. I might just move the flame or move the fan while I do the flame part. Because I really need the fan. I really need the fan on me. That's what I'm talking about. Hi, Blue Ranger. Hi, Heidi. I have to singe the hair on this one because a lot of the ones that I was doing yesterday have been coming undone. So, yeah. This process. Because the hair is kiwi nylon and it sucks for knotting. It's so annoying. Singe the hair that is on the inside of the head. Yes. Yes. And I have in the past singed the hair um on the outside when it's been braids. It's just that like when you put any look at that, like I just knotted that and it goes back to that. See, that is exactly why I'm doing this. It is so annoying. I still try and knot it. I did a couple just before that I didn't knot. Alright. Unfortunately, this one is going to be annoying and it's going to have knots in, oops, fan. That's annoying. And glue. Gothandra, Heidi. Her name, we've named her Gothandra. And she is looking quite spectacular as well. She would make a very beautiful Snow White. No, 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 not Cassandra. Gothandra. Gothandra. My favorite character of all time's name is Cassandra Edelstein, the only Jew to go to whatever Baptist school that was in Saved. If you've watched Saved, you're amazing. If you haven't watched Saved, go and watch it. It stars Mandy Moore if that sells any of you on it. Perfection. That was a good singe. That was a really good singe. I have this strand here and I don't know where it's come from. Obviously, it's come from one of the roots. It is a movie from 2006. No, 2004, maybe? Maybe 2004. And it's amazing. Saved. Stars Mandy Moore, Gothandra, and Susan Sarandon's daughter. And I just have to show you this clip. Okay. Please don't be offended if you are a Christian. I loved this movie when I was a That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to get rid of the hair cam. All right, let's get rid of the hair cam and let's watch Sandra Edelstein talk in tongues.
Who wants to come down here and give their heart to the Lord? Who wants to start the year off right and get saved?
It's so
A lot
triggering.
of temptations over the summer. I bet some of you folks backslid just a little. Who wants to recommit themselves to the Lord? There we go. All right.
I wonder what he did.
All right. Praise Jesus.
It's so funny.
Praise Jesus. Come on, there you go. That's wonderful. Fantastic. All right.
Yep, yep. Okay, here we go. Here it goes.
Praise Jesus. Accept him into your heart.
Oh yeah, Macaulay Culkin's in it too.
Hallelujah. Bear witness. She's speaking God's love language.
Probably.
Oh my God, the Jew girl's speaking in tongues.
She's gonna show her boobs. Thank you, Jesus.
She's gonna show her boobs.
After that,
Who wants to come down here and give their heart to
Anyway. That is saved. And I probably will get flagged for that, but I think that was worth it. I'll probably have to credit it and go, oh, this is saved, blah, blah, blah. Oh. Definitely worth a watch. Watch it. Go and watch it. It's so good. It's like Christian Mean Girls. But not done by a Christian company, so you know. Oh, good, Heidi. Definitely add it to your list because it's definitely a good movie. I am filled with Christ's love. And she throws a Bible at the back of the friend. That's Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore throws the Bible. Lovely. Nice little bulb. I am scraping that, you stupid nut. Anyway, I think it came out before Mean Girls. And it's got one of my favorite songs in it, God Only Knows. Mandy Moore's version. Amazing. God only knows where I'd be without you. And there's this scene, I'm not going to give it away too much, right? But something happens to one of the characters, the main character, and she gets all upset and she s- she stands outside a church and she goes, shit. And then she says, and then and then she says, Jesus Christ. She doesn't die in this movie, no. She died in another one. She died in God, what was it called? Something walk. Oh God, what's it called? That was the movie by the writer that wrote The Notebook. Mandy Moore. Looking it up. Oh, A Walk to Remember. See, I got the walk right. And she dies in that. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. That movie came out in uh 2002. Saved came out in 2004. I was in my last year of high school. Did she die in real life? I don't think so. Brittany Murphy died in real life. Is that who you mean? I think Mandy Moore's still around. There's no death date here, so still here. She's a year older than me. Wow. God only knows where I'll be without you. You're welcome. So hot. Oh yeah. Happy birthday, Barbie. Barbie, happy birthday. I've seen so many happy birthday Barbies on bloody Instagram. I'm over it. I'm like, okay, good for you, wishing a doll happy birthday. I mean, I'd wish a doll happy birthday. I do wish a doll happy birthday. I wish Tiffany a happy birthday. But, like, she's only 66. I'm sure she can retire now. It's fine. Oh, it's so gross and hot. I don't know if I'll do many today. I don't think I'll have a long live. Oh, we're already at 47 minutes. But we'll get this row done anyway. Yeah, we're actually on daylight saving right now, and it ends in 2 weeks. So I guess we'll fall backwards. Fall back, spring forward. So I don't know what that will mean for these lives, but I don't really intend to change the time on my side. Well, it'll it'll change to 10 o'clock, whatever that is, wherever everyone is. Uh, mm, Yes, opposite. Even our toilets flush different. We just sprang forward, lost an hour of sleep. But you gained an hour of the day. You didn't really gain an hour of the day. You gained an hour of sunlight. You are now on 25-hour days. Oh dear. You'll get used to it. It's alright. At least I don't do my lives in the morning for you guys. Now it's going to be hard to wake up again. Oh, I read that one. Yeah. I thought a new one popped up. Damn it. You're probably not as secure as I want you. I'm gonna have to do another knock. You are welcome, but I don't know what I am welcoming you for. Oh. goes. There goes the knot. Ooh, crispy hair. Delicious. What time is it here? It is nearly 11 a.m. Oops. Oh my god, bitch. Stop being a bitch, bitch. Not you guys, this thing. This knot keeps jumping. Haha, I conquered you. Jumping through the loop. Yes, it's just another manic Monday. But it's a bank holiday today. It's Labor Day, I think. Labor Day, Labor Day. I didn't even know it was Labor Day. I think it's Labor Day. Let me check it. Yes, Labor Day. Labor Day, Victoria. I don't even know what Labor Day is for. What is Labor Day for? Let's look it up. Let's look that up. It's probably not the same Labor Day as America, by the way. Labor Day. What is Labor Day? Is an annual day of celebrations of the achievements of workers. Oh, it has its origins in the labor union movement. Interesting. Specifically, the 8-hour day movement, which advocated 8 hours of work, 8 hours for work, 8 hours for recreation, and 8 hours for sleep. That's interesting. I've gone 40 years and not known that. Thank you. It's nice to have it still be light at 7 p.m. Yeah. I think we're starting to get to the point where it's not light at 7 p.m. here. Workers, corporations. You know, I feel like this value of Labor Day doesn't actually exist. Because if you work at 8 hours, you've still got to get home. And I just don't think it works. And and who the fuck is getting 8 hours of sleep? If you're getting 8 hours of sleep every night, bloody brilliant, mate. But like, I'm not getting 8 hours of sleep. La 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 la. Everybody loves Labor Day. La 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 la. Everybody loves Labor Day. Well, we learn something new every day. Not getting 8 hours sleep, though I try. Yeah. And and not getting 8 hours of leisure either, mind you. too much stress here in America. Yeah. Well, let me tell you right now, too much stress everywhere. We just had a massive, well, it was a massive, and then decided to downgrade, which is good. But it was still pretty big. Um, blah blah. Cyclone in Queensland, particularly the area I was born, the Gold Coast and Brisbane and Sunshine Coast, I guess, and anywhere on the outskirts of that, and it's destroyed the beaches, which is like the hot spot up there. That's like the spot to go for beach. Anyway, like all that area is flooding now. They got flash floods and um yeah, all of that. I guess it is kind of the same. I don't know how it works. And I could ask Siri, but I don't feel like it. So I'll just type it in. Is a cyclone a hurricane? Um, what is the difference between a hurricane and a cyclone? What, typhoon? No, not a typhoon. Does oh what? Now I'm getting confused. Uh, Hurricanes are cyclones. Short answer. Um, so do they call what do they call hurricanes in Australia? Cyclones are large revolving tropical storms caused by winds blowing around a central area of low atmospheric pressure. So I guess that answers your question. Um, now I want to know the difference between a typhoon. Maybe we can just like, I don't know, get flagged. I don't want to get flagged. Oh, I might already be flagged, so why not? Hurricane, cyclone, typhoon. Let's learn something today, shall we? What is the difference? It's a 2-minute video. Is that all it takes to understand what a typhoon is? Don't you think we should have learnt this shit back in the day? This one, this one looks good. All right, ah, la, la, that's the one I want to hide. Okay, it's loading.
At Coles, the sun's
Ew.
out and the barbecue's on. Feed the masses
My
with
old
Coles Australian pork
workplace.
spare
Fuck
ribs.
off.
Comment, like, subscribe. The bell keeps you notified. It helps the show thrive. Despite how far human civilization may have come generation after generation, it seems that extreme weather can always cause devastating effects, regardless of how advanced we may have come, especially as it seems that these extreme weathers are becoming more and more frequent. If you search through the news, more often than not, you will find talk of devastating storms in some parts of the world. These storms will always have specific names attached to them, and no, I'm not talking about the human given names we have been given storms in recent times, however. That is something we've talked about in the past in a whole video dedicated to that matter, so go watch if you want to know about those names. I am today instead talking about the names we use to differentiate between the types of storms that are happening. More often than not, it is 3 specific types of storms that are mentioned by name, those being hurricanes, cyclones, and typhoons. As we hear about these more and more, Furthermore, we really have to ask ourselves, what do these different names for different storms actually even mean? Well, actually, the first thing I asked myself was, what is the collective name for these types of storms? For that, I found a couple of answers. The Wikipedia page for these events as a whole called them tropical cyclones. However, other names for them it says includes tropical storms, tropical depressions, or just cyclones. A BBC article on the matter calls them tropical storms. Out of all of these collective names, I'm going to go tropical storm over tropical cyclone, simply because calling them tropical cyclones and then saying a specific kind of cyclone is called a cyclone is kind of confusing to say the least. The reason they are called tropical storms is because that is exactly what they are. Storms that occur within the tropics region of our planet. The tropics region being the central region of our globe, anywhere between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic is an interesting word unto itself. It derives from the Greek tropikos, meaning to turn or change. This etymology relates to an idea in which the sun would turn back on itself in these regions after it's reached its northern or southernmost point in the sky. Tropic would of course eventually get adapted into the adjective of tropical, which today is probably a more commonplace word than tropic itself is, being used to relate to all things exotic and sunny. So in regards to tropical storms, there are three main types of them, those being the aforementioned hurricanes, cyclones, and typhoons. What exactly is different between these three things to justify these different names then? Well, from a meteorological perspective, there is actually no difference between these three things. They are fundamentally the exact same things. So why the different names? Well, these names actually relate to geography. These storms
Oh.
get different names depending on where they actually are on the planet. In example, tropical storms are referred to as hurricanes if they occur in the North Atlantic Ocean or the Northeast Pacific Ocean. This sounds like a bit of an abstract, but what it means in reality is that hurricanes happen around the south of the USA, Mexico, and across Central America, aka the Caribbean. What's interesting about this name also is that it derives very directly from where they are found, as the word hurricane comes from the mythology of the Taino people, indigenous people of the Caribbean. The god of evil in their mythology is called Holican, and in their stories it was this god who blew these mighty winds that decimated so much of their land. So this god's name got applied to these extreme storms in this part of the world. This Taino god derives from the Mayan god of Holocan, who was more specifically the god of wind, storms, and fire, as opposed to just evil in general. Once Spanish colonizers reached these lands, they witnessed these storms for themselves and were told of how they were caused by the evil god of Holocan. Eventually, the Spanish adapted it into hurricane like we know it today. It's also worth noting that hurricanes and other tropical storms can only be called these if their winds reach over 74 miles an hour. Otherwise, it's just a really bad storm. Hurricane's etymology goes a really long way in regards to explaining why these storms have different names across the globe. The Taino and Mayan people, as well as their gods of wind and evil, only existed in this part of the world. However, these severe storms happen all across the planet. So when they happen in somewhere like India, in example, the people there in ancient times weren't going to have any clue that people over in Mesoamerica and name them after their gods and follow suit. Instead, they were going to give them a different name. This brings us neatly onto cyclones, I suppose. Cyclones are tropical storms that happen in the South Pacific and Indian Ocean. This means that cyclones can affect countries like India and Sri Lanka and parts of Indonesia, but also reach the east coast of Africa as well as the island nation of Madagascar. They can even affect the Arabian
Thunder
Peninsula
was
too.
triggering.
The etymology of cyclone unto itself does relate to events in this part of the world. However, it doesn't tie into mythology or gods from this area, unfortunately. Cyclone is actually a word of Greek origins. Now, I know what you're thinking. How did a Greek word end up being applied
I know. Cyclops. Got
to
it.
tropical storms that occur around India? Well, it derives from the time of the British East India Company. Of course, the
Oh.
British East India Company was full of well-to-do British people who loved to name things in Greek, as it was the custom in much of academia, and it was no exception here. While Britain gets stormy, it
Please be
doesn't get
Cyclops
tropical
because it's got
storms,
an
as it
eye.
doesn't lie in the tropics. The British people running the East India Company on the subcontinent would never have seen such strong winds and extreme weathers. One British person was taken so aback by these extreme winds that he gave them a new name, that being one Henry Piddington. a British East India Company official. In 1789, he witnessed a huge storm that devastated the part of India he was stationed in. Upon seeing this, he gave this kind of storm a new name. As I said, he was a fancy British person, and fancy British people love giving things names of Greek origins. So he formed the name cyclone from the Greek kyklon, which means moving in a whirling circle. This
Never
is of
mind.
course because one of the most noticeable things about these tropical storms is that they form in a circle-like shape, especially when viewed from above. This once again helps us realize why they are only called cyclones here, as the British East India Company weren't based in the Caribbean. Perhaps if the British did have more rule over there, cyclone may be attached to the tropical storms that happen there as opposed to hurricane. We just don't know. This leaves us with just typhoon left to cover. Typhoon is the name for tropical storms that occur over the northwest Pacific Ocean. This primarily means Southeast Asia, but they can also affect the east of India as well as North Australia too. Typhoon's origins do not seem as clear-cut as the other two. Some believe it comes from the Greek typhon. Typhon in Greek mythology is a dangerous monster, heavily linked with strong winds, so it makes sense as to why they are named after this mythological figure. Once again, these storms in Asia have a Greek name thanks to European interference. I read it may derive once again from the British East India Company, however it may also have been coined by Portuguese travellers in this land too. Some however argue that typhoon does have etymological roots in Asia however, that being with the Arabic word of tufan, which means big storm. However, people further believe that this Arabic term comes from that Greek word of typhon. It's all a little bit confusing to say the least. However, once again, this makes it clear as to why these things have different names in different parts of the world. It's just a simple case of language and culture coming to different conclusions on these storms. Tons of things have different names in different languages. Tropical storms are just another example of this, it seems. Plus, I imagine that these have even more names in different languages too. Let me know what the words for hurricane, cyclone, and typhoon are in your language down below. Something also worth noting is that the way in which these storms spin have no bearing on their name. I think I read somewhere that if they're clockwise they're a cyclone, if they're counterclockwise they're a hurricane or something like that. They can spin in opposite directions depending if they're above or below the equator, but this has no bearing on the name. Just thought I'd bust that etymology myth if you'd seen it about.
Yay!
There is, however, one other name you may be thinking about too for these storms. Well, I at least thought about it anyway. That being the name tornado.
Oh.
While tornadoes are circular extreme weather
I was going to say
phenomena, it isn't
monsoon.
simply another name for tropical storms. They are very much their own thing. Tornadoes can occur pretty much everywhere on the planet, way outside of the tropics too. The USA is very well known for tornadoes,
Hi, Mikey.
boasting over 1,000 every year. Tornadoes form during storms as columns of air that spin viciously and pick up water and debris. As for that name of tornado, it's thought to be a corruption of the Spanish tornada, meaning thunderstorm. This Spanish name
Tornado.
came from the Latin tornare, meaning to turn. This Latin term
Tornado.
also formed the Latin word of tormentum, which is named for a twisting device used for torture. This is where we got the modern word of torment from too. So
Ooh.
tornado and torment both relate to twisting, but
Well,
very
there
different
you
kinds
go.
of twisting, that's for sure. This doesn't relate to today's topic, but I thought it was a neat but morbid fact. And who doesn't love a neat but morbid fact? Though, of course, speaking of twisting, a twister is yet another name you may be thinking of too. This is simply a colloquial term for tornadoes. Supposedly, this term for tornadoes dates back to the late 19th century in the USA. It would be in the mid 20th century, however, 1966 to be exact, when the game of Twister would be released. This, of course, has nothing to do with actual twisters, aka tornadoes, and even less to do with the topic of conversation for this video, hurricanes slash cyclones slash typhoons. It's just the same name. This wasn't where I imagined this video ending up, but here we are apparently. Stay safe out there.
Cool. Now I want to know monsoon. Oh my God. Really heard me. Monsoon. What is a monsoon? Oh, it's the same thing. Maybe. Maybe we'll watch a shorter one. Tormenta. Tormentas. Just give me a monsoon, please. This guy looks cute, so let's watch it.
季风形成的原理是什么呢？来，我们做一个简单的实验。在这边有2个一样大小的烧杯，我们在里头放进了同样体积的沙子还有水。那么我们就把沙子象征是陆地，水就象征是海洋。好了，那么
I don't have the time to read that. Let's just watch this one. What is a monsoon?
What do you call a sea breeze on an immense scale? The answer is a monsoon.
Ooh.
Just as the daily heating of land in the summer can bring a sea breeze on coasts, with a reversal of wind direction from off the land as evening cooling sets in. A monsoon is a major wind system that is simply the result of the differential heating of land and sea. Monsoonal climates are characterized by a dramatic seasonal change in direction of the prevailing winds over a region, which brings a marked change in rainfall and leads to distinct and often predictable wet and dry seasons. In fact, the term monsoon comes from the Arabic word mawsim, meaning season. Such seasonal variations occur because land surfaces heat up and cool down much more quickly than bodies of water. This leads to pressure differences, which influences wind flow. Usually the term monsoon is associated with heavy rain, but in this seasonally changing pattern there is also a dry phase in the winter months. 60% of the world's population live in regions affected by a monsoonal climate, but probably the best known monsoon is the one that affects much of South Asia. The Indian summer monsoon, also referred to as the Asian summer monsoon or the southwest monsoon, is an interaction of meteorology and topography on the grandest of scales. There are a number of atmospheric changes that take place before the monsoon rains arrive. As the sun climbs higher over the northern hemisphere, the Eurasian continent starts to heat up. The subtropical jet stream, which moves from west to east over northern India, weakens and moves northwards, settling in a new location far to the north of the Himalayas. A new jet forms over the southern half of the Indian peninsula, the tropical or equatorial easterly jet. This jet plays an important role in the start of the southwest monsoon by strengthening the area of high pressure over the Indian Ocean. With sea temperatures reaching nearly 30 degrees, the air over the ocean is comparatively cooler, so the density and pressure is higher than air over the nearby continent. As the huge landmass heats up during the summer months, temperatures can reach as high as 50 degrees. Warm air is less dense than cold air, so the hot air over the land rises, forming a huge area of low pressure. As air moves from areas of higher pressure towards areas of lower pressure, a persistent onshore flow develops. The low-level Somali jet off the East African coast gives the southwest monsoon an extra push. The arrival of the southwesterly winds over the west coast of India in May to early June is often sudden and is referred to as the burst of the monsoon. These winds push northwards, reaching northwest India by mid-July. The high ground of the Himalayas acts as a barrier, preventing the winds from progressing further. Instead, the air is forced to rise over the foothills. When air is forced to rise, it produces cloud and rain. The Meghalaya state of northeast India means land of the clouds and is the wettest region on Earth. Whilst the UK
what did they have to
receives
cancel?
on average under a metre of rainfall a year, the village of Mawzinram receives annually almost 12 metres of rain. The monsoon accounts for 80% of the rainfall in India, with 70% of the Indian population relying on the rains for agriculture. It is hugely important to the lives of the billions of people who live in Southeast Asia and the Indian subcontinent. A delay of a few days in the arrival of the monsoon can badly affect the economy, but too much rain can bring severe economic loss through damage to property and roads caused by flooding. The monsoon trough marks the area of the heaviest rain. This elongated area of low pressure
Your friend had to
extends east to
cancel
west, roughly parallel to the Himalayan
his 3-day
foothills.
cruise due to
The
a
monsoon
monsoon.
trough periodically moves north and south of its
So
main
monsoons
position.
are just different.
This
They're not the
leads to
same.
fluctuations in the intensity of the rainfall, with some areas experiencing an abrupt cease in rain, known as a break, while other areas see an equally rapid increase in rainfall. Oscillations in global atmospheric and oceanic conditions can cause fluctuations in the intensity of monsoon rains on an annual scale, with some years being more active than others. One of these oscillations is El Niño, the warm phase of the El Niño Southern Oscillation. This can lead to a drier southwest monsoon than usual, with possible drought and famine. On the other hand, the colder La Niña phase can bring a wetter monsoon than usual, with possible severe flooding. From September, as the sun starts to move southwards and the continent cools, the density and pressure of the air over the land increases. As the land cools more quickly than the adjacent ocean, there is a reversal of the temperature and pressure gradient, and the summer monsoon begins to withdraw from northern India. This retreat is much more gradual than the abrupt changes experienced with the onset of the summer monsoon. It finally withdraws from southern India and Sri Lanka in December. Many of the features associated with the onset of the summer monsoon disappear. The tropical easterly jet rapidly vanishes as the cooling ground lessens the temperature gradient between the land and sea. The subtropical jet moves southwards and becomes re-established over northern India. The winter, or northeast monsoon, brings northeasterly winds from off the land, making this the dry phase of the monsoon. Other major monsoon systems of the world are the West African and Asia-Australian monsoons. These form using the same principle as the Indian monsoon, where seasonal
basically they're
land-sea
not the same
temperature
thing.
differences cause a reversal in wind direction and bring associated wet and dry seasons. Sometimes the term monsoon is used to refer to any wind that changes direction with the seasons. Using this definition, the European monsoon is another name for the resurgence of westerly winds from the Atlantic bringing wind and rain, more commonly known as the return of the westerlies. This occurs in...
Right. Well, that didn't really give me a lot of information to like. So now we know that a monsoon isn't the same as a cyclone or a hurricane or a typhoon, but a typhoon, a hurricane, and a uh, hurricane, a typhoon, and a cyclone are the same things. Awesome. Just based on gods, really. Gods and monsters. I remember getting sent home from school due to heavy rain and wind in the Philippines, and they announced it right when I risked my life to make it to Canada as well. 2017, there was a cyclone up north, like more north than this current or this recent Alfred cyclone in Australia. And I was working at the, the place you saw the ad for just before, Coles, collecting shopping carts. And the government issued a state of emergency, right? But the manager of my store was like, I need you. Like the state of emergency was get home now. Okay. The manager was like, I need you to get all the trolleys in and clean the bakery. He was a dickhead. His name was Yuri. Me just naming all my dickhead bosses of the past. But yeah, now I know that a cyclone, a hurricane, and a typhoon are all the same. Well, 3 hours ago we got. Are you okay? Is that a big one? I don't know what that is. 4.1 earthquake. My patient was distracted with his son's video chat. Holy shit, man. We had an earthquake here a few years ago, and I was in bed over there next to the window, and my room is raised off the floor, off the ground, because we live on a slope. And oh god, my camera stopped working. What the fuck is wrong with this camera? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The camera doesn't matter. Oh my god, I'm so annoyed at this. Oh, why does it keep doing this? I'm frozen now. I'm just gonna do that. I'm sorry, guys. So annoying. All was okay. Felt a lot of swaying. The TV and his chair were shaking. Not fun. Yeah, not fun. Wow. Um, so when this happened to me, I was in bed and I'd never experienced an earthquake. Well, I felt a little tremors, yes. This earthquake shook my room side to side, like swaying. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to um, fall through my floor and land on the fucking sharp items that are underneath my bed in the space underneath the house. Didn't happen, obviously. But yeah, that was intense. And that was nothing. That was like a nothing earthquake. As I can't do this heat. Once I've done this, I'll finish this line and then we'll be done. Because I can't deal with this heat. Oh my God, it's too hot. I am dying here from the heat. Oh my God, I just want winter. Just give me winter back. I wish it's actually a hot day here, dude. like it's 29 Celsius at the moment, which means that is the temperature here right now. That is Nashville, and that is us here. Okay? Okay. So there you go. There you go. And my room picks up all the heat. And it's disgusting. And I can't have the fan on me because of working with flame. Saw Gypsy's creative kit video. She likes the 10 kit to set, and we'll get the 3 later. Is that a new video? Have I watched that one? Oh, let's find out. Gypsy girl. I think it's an old one. Oh, we've watched that one. Oh, Mikey. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, I watched that one. We reacted to it the other day. Why is it so hot today? I really hate this weather. The weather really sucks, my God. Just make it like a freezer again. Yeah, I bet you have. My ex is Filipino. He's from Cebu. Well, he lives in Cebu, but he grew up in Bohol. And when I went to visit him, he took me to Bohol. And we did videoke at his family's house, and we ate buffalo skin or fat or something, drank coconut wine, and then 2 years later, 2013, massive earthquake, and the house that we did karaoke in, gone. All the roads and everything gone. So it was up a mountain where he lived. And the earthquake decimated the area. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm really not handling this heat. Oh my God, really? So should I do 3 more? Yes, let's do 3 more. Ugh. I'm getting overwhelmed by this heat. I'm sorry. I do not like hot weather. My sister asked me, well, my niece asked me if I wanted to go to the beach today, and I'm like, no, no. I do not want to expose myself at the sun, to the sun on a hot day at the beach. That's not happening. Yay, we've only done one. Amazing. One row of hair today. Thank you for watching, everyone. You guys are rock. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Oh, and if you're watching after the live and you're new to the channel, subscribe, please. I beg of you to subscribe to me so that we can hit 900 subscribers. I go live every day, talk about random things like what's the difference between a cyclone, and a cyclone, and then find out that a monsoon is just a lot of wind. Um, I don't know what else we do. Oh, I will. I'm not gone yet. I'm here until I'm not, my friend. I'm here until I'm not. Oh, I got a question for you guys that are watching. What would you be doing if I was not live right now? Perfect. Well, that was pretty quick. We got those 3. Well, I've still got one more to do. We got that pretty done. We got that done pretty quick. Ugh, disgusting with a Duolingo. What are you learning? What are you learning on Duolingo? Eating? What are you eating? Cleaning. What are you cleaning? Japanese. Awesome. Sounds like a marinated thing. Autocorrect. Uh-oh. Now I'm ready to hear what they really were. What you're really cooking. Oh my lord, this is annoying. Taro beans. Beans with sausage, tomato, bacon. Yum. That sounds delicious. You will be preparing dinner for your patient. Who will be preparing dinner for you, Mikey? Actually, ready my dinner. 6 p.m. Okay. Oh my god, she is done for today. Well, I'll probably do some more. But as you can tell, this hair annoys the fuck out of me. Excuse my language. My patient's son dropped him off fish and chips. Oh, nice. Um, yeah, but we'll get there. 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 She's getting there. I'll do some more today. Sorry. Hang on. Let me do this. Now you can all see me. Like cameras. Hmm, it's not it. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Here she is at the moment. Beautiful, darling, gorgeous. Yay. Thank you for watching. Do everything I told you to do before. And I guess I'll see you not tomorrow, the next day. Yeah. And I'll make the link today so you can watch it. Who knows? She might be finished by then. But anyway, if she is finished by then, that means I'll have a totally new one to start on another day. Or we could do some drawing because I haven't done drawing for a little bit. So we'll see. All right. Ciao. Thank you for joining, my dears. I adore you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to my members. Thank you to my non members. Thank you to my Patreons. I don't have Patreons. I just wanted to say it. And sayonara. Oops. Fake goodbye. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.